Hi everyone, if you would like to see how to achieve this look that's showing on the left top hand side of the screen, please keep on watching. And what I was doing right now was I have a Morphe sponge and I just put a lot of powder on the straight edge of it and I just mapped out where I don't want my eyeshadow to go any further. This just makes eyeshadows not stick to that area. I'm going into the Blushtribe Fall Fusion palette and I'm grabbing this glorious shade in October on the Sigma E36 brush, and I'm basically just beginning to map out where I want the edge of this eyeshadow to be. And yeah, as you can see, I don't have to stress too much about where I'm putting it because I know that where I put that powder line, it won't stick to that so badly. So yeah, this brush is just amazing for blending, but also really petite work where you want to control your eyeshadow. And yeah, I always whip it out for looks where I want to map out a winged eyeshadow sort of shape. Now I'm taking this glorious red shade Bonfire on the same brush and I'm just basically going 50% on and 50% above the previous shade the whole way along where I put the last shade. And yeah, just keeping this not too high though because I still have one more shade to go. Then I'm jumping into this beautiful yellow shade Aspen and I'm doing the same thing again basically, but I leave a little space where I don't add the yellow, which you'll see in a second. It's basically in the center, so I add some here to the far right and then some to the far left, but I leave that gap in the center. There's no real reason, I just think it just adds a little bit of something to the look, you know. Now grab whatever concealer you use and the brush you like to cut out the lid with. I'm using the Plouisebase and just this little brush I got from an Urban Decay palette. Now this is just simply, remember, take your time. This is like a wave as I just showed you, so it sort of goes up but it has a flick on the end, so it adds that little, I don't know, it makes it look like it's flowing a little bit. Like normally you would just cut down and it wouldn't flick up again, but the P. Louise Academy, which is who this looks inspired by of course, they always do that little flick on the end and I do think it looks really nice. Now I'm taking this Snow Fairy pigment from Too Faced, which I think was from a glitter collection, but whoa, it's amazing, and the quality, and I mean, even the pictures and it in video just doesn't do it justice of how sparkly and reflective it actually is. But anyway, I'm using a small brush to begin with, like stamping it on the Plouisebase against that line. This just means that you have the perfect amount of pigment pushed onto that so that it's this perfect line. And I find by stamping it on I'm less messy and the dust doesn't fly everywhere, and that's where the Plouisebase is amazing. Now I am grabbing this purple shade and I'm putting it on the outer lid and up into the outer crease a little bit to blend it into the red. And you're mostly just patting this onto the shimmer shade to see how it creates a gradient from the shimmer into the outer corner. Now, I still thought this contrast was too harsh and I wanted to soften it a bit. So if you ever want to soften that contrast between the shimmer shade and the outer edge matte, you just put a lighter shade again between them and it just creates this beautiful ombre effect. And yeah, I just love how this look turned out, honestly. It's definitely made me happy. Now I'm just using the original October shade we used to create this lower lash line, and I'm just connecting it up to the upper lid area. You know, I always say you should connect them up, it just makes it look seamless. And now I'm going into this Jolie glitter and it's biodegradable, which is awesome, so it won't hurt the planet. Yay. And how pretty does it look? Like, this glitter's been sitting there for a while and I wish it hadn't sat there for a while. I wish I'd been using it. Then just taking the Kat Von D magenta brow pomade and putting it on the lower lash line. You know I love these on the lash line. And then into my Livia lashes in the style Kim. As always, I place them first on the center and then I drag the edges where I want them, and it can take a few goes. So just take your time and keep dragging it back, but I always find to just place it in the center and hold it for a second, let it set there, and then move your corners. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this look. It was my second sort of recreation for this color series I'm doing. And yeah, the P. Louise Academy inspires me so much. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and found it useful. And yeah, I can't wait to see you on the next one. Bye everyone.